Alright, and hello, welcome to TopDownAerials. My name is Isaac and I like to fly drones, and tonight I wanted to fly my Phantom 3. I'm going to be using an alternate setup. I can fly, oh boy, I forgot my iPad. I'll be right back. Don't worry, that's not awkward and embarrassing for me at all. Anyway, I'll be flying an alternate setup tonight using my Phantom 3, and it's actually a whole lot simpler than flying my Phantom 4, only because for a while DJI made an add-on box that had HDMI out from my transmitter. So you'll see the video from the drone is a little bit different, and it should be pretty amazing there. I'm excited about it. Actually, I've done it. I've flown it quite a few times this way, so I think you'll like it. But the point being that I'm going to be flying the drone here using that. This is my Phantom 3 right here that I use, and it's pretty amazing stuff. This is the one I've done most of my river flights with, so hopefully we'll get us a good flight in tonight. Let's go ahead and power this up. Really excited because last night I got an email from the FAA, and they said that the Lance authorization system is now compatible with, or is now functional for doing night requests. So pretty exciting stuff there, and the time frame I set up for it includes night flights, so we are going to be doing a little bit of that. We'll turn the strobe on for sure and get that going. All set up to fly the Phantom 4. Got to open up for the Phantom 3, which is completely different. Oh, mosquitoes again. I figured to get me some bug spray at some point, but we're going to go ahead and fly and just take it as it comes. All right, so set this out here. Trying out a couple of different things. Got a Wi-Fi hotspot that I'm using, and I've also got a different microphone system, so I'm hoping that the audio on this one works out really well. I'm not too embarrassed with all these new things. This is what, my fourth video I think I'm doing on Twitch. The second one is not there. I deleted it. It was only 2 minutes long because I lost connection. Well, hopefully this hotspot will help me out. So, all right, there's the view, and as you can see on the screen, pretty neat stuff there. It's not exactly the same as all of the data that I get on my screen here flying with the iPad, but it does give you level, and it'll give you altitude and direction, so some pretty neat stuff there. Tell you what the battery is. I really like that. Aircraft is warming up, so I just got the ready to go. But there's a lot of things to like about this setup. I really like the Phantom 3. This is a Phantom 3 Professional, so it's got the 4K camera. I think that the camera on the Phantom 4 is better from what I've read, and from it is because it's got the mechanical shutter and it does different things, and I've seen better pictures and video from it as well. But the other thing that is way improved on the Phantom 4 is that GPS that I noticed. I know that this one doesn't have the same kind of obstacle avoidance as the Phantom 4, but I don't have a lot of problem with obstacle avoidance. I tend to be pretty careful for the most part. But the GPS is the part that I noticed the most. All right, let's go ahead and take off. Nope, can't take off because my strobe didn't turn on. Cannot forget the strobe for a night flight. That is enough. Okay, here we go. There we go. Oh, I'll show you again. The other night when I did one of the flight, which got interrupted for Wi-Fi problems, I was trying to show you Oscar, the cat. There he is. He is such a cute guy. Less than a year old, but he is very, very feisty and very, very smart and brave and hilarious. So anyway, there he is. Let's get a view of the neighborhood tonight. Go around and have a look. Just test out this new system. Hopefully, like I said, the microphone's working. What we're looking for. Give you a little bit of a view of the sunset. It's getting earlier and earlier, so you can see what height we're at. So little bit of an interesting thing there. If you do the math and figure out what the altitude is, 400 feet is 120 meters. So 300 feet is like 90 meters, 200 feet is 60 meters, and so on, and that'll give you what you're looking for. So, or that gives you a good frame of reference in order to be able to figure out what you need to figure out. So, but just wanted to, that's how I figure out that. I can switch it to feet, and a lot of people do, and that's okay. I don't. A lot of drones come automatically set to meters, and as long as I've got those 4 benchmarks figured out, then I'm doing okay. So, all right, we're at weak image transmission signal. Yeah, and that is the other thing with my Phantom 3 here. For some reason, where I'm around the house, it doesn't have, in downtown Omaha too, it doesn't have quite as good a range with the radio, so I stay a lot closer. When I'm out flying for the river, I tell you what, man, I sure get a real far distance out of that one. Definitely to the edge of the line of sight, and can get a lot of territory covered. But anyway, so there's that, looking pretty good. What do you think? Do you like it better with the telemetry for you to be able to see what's going on, or do you prefer the nice clean look of the Phantom 4 when it's up in the air? Now I can stream from the iPad to the Phantom, and the Phantom 3 stream the exact same way using the Raspberry Pi setup. I just figured this might be an interesting difference. So if you look at the level indicator in the center of the screen right there, you can tell that the drone is tilted a bit to deal with the wind. Kind of an interesting deal there. So, all right, so center screen, you can see the strobe looking at that's on top of the Woodman and the First National towers. So it was pretty hazy, foggy this morning. The tops of the towers are actually surrounded by fog downtown, so kind of a neat thing. All right, we're doing pretty well. Let's get a flyover going. I'm gonna back it up here, and we'll do a flyover from south to north. Okay, just gorgeous sky. Actually, while I'm looking at it, let's see if we can't catch some of the sky. Turn it up. So you can set your gimbal to tilt upward. Oh my goodness, that's pretty great. There we go. You can tilt it comes default at 90 degrees straight out. Actually, they call that 0, but I can do up to a 30-degree tilt upward, and you'll of course see the drone and the propellers in that when you do. But it's handy to be able to look up and see things. All right, there's that. Maybe I can tilt it down slightly. Those clouds are looking amazing. So pretty awesome there. Thought I got up a little earlier, you'd see some stuff, but some pretty amazing cloud formations out there actually. But got home a little late, so looking down. Oh, we were going to do a flyover, weren't we? Silly me, I forgot what we were doing. Alright, so we're going to do a flyover. Flyover is a great one. We tilt the camera down some. Okay, and we just kind of fly over just like that. It's not me causing it to turn, it's a little bit dealing with the wind. So, there we go. It's just beautiful. Alright, hit Center Street looking there. Alright, I can still see my drone. I'm going to turn that thing around. This time we'll go over top and we'll look straight down. Just straight down. Okay. We'll do a flight that way. I'm going to try to keep it lined up. Now, I don't know if you can... Foreground button. I don't know if you can see on my screen. Let's see. There's a grid system on my screen here, and I'm going to use that to try to help me stay in line with the streets. Hello, Wandering Pacer. Congratulations, you are the very first person to watch me do this on a live stream on Twitch. So you're my very first audience member for a live stream on Twitch. So thank you very much for your support and for coming out. So, alright, lined up with the streets, and we're going to try to keep it as straight as possible. And yeah. Now if I was using this for film work, those little adjustments would bother me. When I watch other people do it, or I watch other drone shots or stuff like this, I never see them do corrections. So they line up perfectly well the first time, and then they just roll through, and I don't know. So, well, since you're there, how's the audio? Is it working pretty good, and are you getting a clear view? I'm running a Wi-Fi hotspot right now, and it's not a wired connection to the hotspot, so it's not my most ultimate setup. And of course, it's a stream. Streaming pretty smooth? Okay, good. That's really good feedback. Thank you very much. I'm excited. So, alright, there's that top-down view. Okay. All this commentary works for me. So, that's great. Alright, let's look towards that sunset again. Alright, I'm going to slide it over here. Coming sideways like this is called a tracking shot. Normally you have a subject, and normally you're not looking straight down, but a sliding to the side, left or right, is called a tracking shot. So I like doing that. So, looking up here. Now that we've done that, I'm gonna, there we go. I want it to be right on top of me when I do this, because I'm gonna come down low, and since we're pointed at the sunset, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do something called a pedestal shot. Y'all can look up this stuff on the internet, because that's what I did, and really enjoyed it, learning all about it and trying to do it. Pretty cool. The other night I did for you in orbit, and evening I should say, it was that night one got deleted. So anyway, we're going to come down and try to do a pedestal shot here for you. I'm also counting it as a practice landing almost, just because I want to double check. Sometimes this thing gives me a little bit of issues. Now, you watch how it's coming down. It floats a little bit. I told you the GPS is not quite as good as when it's on the, as it is on the Phantom 4. And so that's because it just doesn't get as precise. So it tends to wander in its place a little bit, and it doesn't land as precisely. So like the Phantom 4 will take off and land usually very, very close to the same spot, but the Phantom 3, it could be within 10 feet sometimes. So, alright, so pedestal shot. So we're going to take it, and we're going to go full blast straight up. The camera is going to be set straight forward, and we'll just, and I'll even record this one on my SD card. Here we go. You get sort of that cinematic view and you don't tilt the camera. Now you can, and that's a different thing, but you get this sort of cinematic view as you go up, and it just gives you this sense of scale of a place for your location, for your setting of your whatever film it is, and gives you some idea. And it's, I don't know, you've seen it in different movies and stuff, so it's kind of crazy. Just gives you that. That one's actually better during the day. I like that one. I like that one. Another day I'll have to show you a rise and reverse shot. That one's really, really cool, but we'll have to do it from a different location because I got too many poles and wires around here to be able to do that particular one. But what you end up doing is you start close on your subject, and usually myself because I'm practicing, and then you just go up and away as you do it, and you get that kind of really neat effect. And if you do it right, you can also reverse it, and then it becomes a landing shot, which is. But you want to do it in reverse that way, only because it's a lot safer. You don't have the momentum of the aircraft, and so you start the end of the footage will be exactly where you want the camera to be. Anyway, so kind of a neat thing. All right, doing 44% on battery. We're going to come down at 30%. That's my usual. You might remember the other night. When I talk away from the mic, it's a little more quiet. Okay, good to know. Yeah, the drone's kind of a weird thing to hear, right, when it's flying. So, it's kind of neat. I'm going to be getting a different microphone system right now. I borrowed this one from work, and it's a Movo, which is pretty cool. And here's the system right here, and it's one of those lapel mics, whatever. So, I don't know. I want to get a Bluetooth one. This is just too many wires and too many things to hook up. So, but anyway, all right. So hopefully, oh, look at that. See, this is the fun part about this time of night. Now, it's a pretty cool time. Is actually, if I tilt it up into the light, you'll see that it adjusts for the light. But then, can you see the lights of the city starting to pop out now? You can see. All those electric lights and everything. So I did try one time to do a sunset shot where I set it up there for 30 minutes and just left it there, didn't fly it around, just pointed it at the sunset, and then I never seemed to capture the right one. That's the most beautiful one. So I gotta get up there and try it again, but stick it into editing software and then let it and then run it up to like 5,000% and watch the sun go down quickly. It's kind of neat. The cool part though is watching all the city lights come into glow and kind of like start to exist. So why don't we just go ahead this way a little bit and have a look. Again, I'm keeping it clearly in line of sight just to be careful. So I think I need to recalibrate my weak image transmission signal. So I don't like that. I told you, I've got too much interference. The transmission system on the Phantom 4 is much better. I can get a greater range and clarity out of it. So anyway, I think I need to recalibrate the gimbal for the camera because it shouldn't be tilted sideways as we're flying along there. You can kind of tell that it's not quite straight. It should be perfectly level regardless of whether the drone is perfectly level or not, even though we have a little bit of wind up there tonight. Okay, we are in fact at 30%, so we're going to come in for a landing and get this thing down for the night. And, there's a good chance. Cool. I'm glad you can see the lights. There is a good chance I'll be out again tomorrow, maybe in the morning sometime doing a flight, but it will be from a different location for once instead of just right here, and I'll be testing it out and see if I can do it from further away and just see how much of a hassle it is to set up over there and all that. So, I don't know. I'm having fun with what I'm doing right now. Hopefully it ends up being worth it. Alright, let's see. Can I I'm going to come down a bit. I don't know if you can see the drone in the background here, but we will give it a try. You can see it as it comes down. I'm going to tilt up the camera here just a little bit. There's my emergency warning. Alright. Come on down. Point it towards me so you can see what I'm doing. Got the cat here, Mama. You stay there. Going for the landing pad, but I forgot to weight it down and stick it down. And you can see that I'm having trouble getting it to get just right on top of that pad because it just doesn't sit exactly where I want it to. It tends to wander around. There we go, there we go, there we go. There we go, inside the circle on the H. I like that. So, good idea to use a landing pad with your drone. It keeps all the dust and dirt from getting on your camera lens when you're doing that, and makes for nice and neat, and it gives you the specific spot to concentrate on when you're getting ready to come in for a landing. So, all right, well, there's our flight. Thank you very much for watching. I want to thank the Wandering Pacer for coming out and watching and being my first viewer on my live stream here. Nice landing, thank you very much. And you should look for Wandering Pacer on Instagram. He's got some awesome pictures, and I happen to know who it is, and but I'm grateful that he's here to watch it anyway. So pretty cool stuff. Check out his Instagram, and you can check out this on my YouTube. I'll have it on YouTube hopefully here in a little bit. I'll have all of that going on, and then I'll see if I can get some of those photos from tonight's flight up on Instagram as well. So you can find me on Instagram and also Facebook. It might show up there as well. So anyway, good night, and thank you very much.